LeBron getting almost all of it, man. LeBron, he signed a 2-year, $85 million contract, bringing his career total to $435 million. Can you do something with that, Vla?
Let me think. What's the first thing I'll do? Probably buy me an island. Give me my favorite Lambo. I'll do a lot with that.
Man, $435 million. But what I'm trying to figure out is why 2 years? Like, what's the real reason behind him doing this kind of numbers right now? I feel like I have a personal opinion about why, and so do you.
Well, I mean, if you look at the landscape, he's going to be 36 this month. So when this extension ends, he'll be 38. At that point, I think he's just looking at the trajectory of his career. Mm-hmm. He's still in great shape, but he is on the back end of his career. I mean, it's crazy to say, maybe in the back end of his prime. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if you call it his prime anymore. I mean, I feel like he's been in his prime since his second year in the league. But
yeah, I wouldn't call it his prime. I just think he's gotten a lot smarter on how he plays basketball because he's not as high flying anymore. I feel like he pick and chooses his spots a lot more now. And the only reason I'm able to recognize that is because I saw Dwayne Wade do the same thing. Like, intentionally not going up to dunk when you could, just going up for the layup because you want to extend your career a little bit longer.
Well, the money part about it is really good. 2 years is good because he gets to really earn the most earning potential per year by doing the short-term contract because, 85 for 2 years, so on average it's about 42 and a half. Mm-hmm. But of course it's not going to come out even. It's going to probably be like 41 the first year and then like 45 the second.
Beautiful.
Yeah, great money. Still not the highest paid player in the league, right? Believe it or not, this is the first time LeBron, I guess, kind of getting in the top percentile has earnings per year. I mean, granted, LeBron never really got paid his true potential. I mean, he always took discounts because by now, let's be honest, LeBron was going after the money. LeBron should have well be paid $250, for 4 or 5 years, whatever. But I like the landscape. 2 years, 85. I think it lines up perfect. But I also think he did this on a subliminal message saying, hey, guys, we're going into the 2021 season. This extension ends 22-23. But there's another protege coming out in 2023.
Who happens to have the same name as me.
And could possibly be in the league that fall.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
I personally think he's going to be better than his dad.
I do too.
In a different way. Not as groundbreaking, but he's got all the tools.
Well, it's just only
Did you see that picture?
Yeah, he's like 6'4" now. And he looked like he's a solid 200.
It looks like a grown man.
Well, I can't say necessarily not groundbreaking, only because the only reason it's not groundbreaking because of social media and YouTube now. So we get to see everybody that's good.
Exactly.
Back in the day when LeBron was out, LeBron was groundbreaking because he was on ESPN. Not everybody got to be on ESPN. There was no social media. I'm not saying LeBron wouldn't still been groundbreaking, but we were probably still seeing other great talent around that era.
Yeah, we knew. You hit Bronny hit the jackpot of DNA. You're LeBron James' son. I actually remember. I don't know if you remember this. It was an excerpt back when the NBA Finals. You remember when they used to do those little videos about their family?
Past, yeah.
They send the camera crew to their house. I remember back when LeBron James Jr. when Bronny was born, they had a little video. You remember? They had the video of him playing with Bronny in his living room.
In the Akron house.
Yes. Yeah. Before the night before, like Christmas Eve.
Correct.
Because he had to play at Christmas that day. So we've seen Bronny grow up. We knew what to expect. It's just that I'm actually wanting to hear, because we still got that one and done rule. So we get to see him 1 year, and please, Bronny, go to an HBCU. But anyway,
that's if they don't change the rule. There's speculation
true.
that they're going to try to get rid of it and let kids go back to where it used to be in the back in the day, where you can go straight to the league from high school. Mm-hmm. I won't be surprised if LeBron try to get the league to push that, especially that last year, that 22-23 season, just so LeBron, not LeBron, but Bronny can go straight to the league.
You know, if anyone can do it, it's LeBron James, because he's the king, right? So things, usually when he wants something to get done in the NBA, he has enough pull to do it.
Absolutely. But that's interesting. I mean, that would be probably the first time we will see a dad and son. Mm-hmm. But imagine LeBron still, like, I mean, obviously not his peak, but imagine LeBron still can drop 30 a night when Bronny is in the league. Like, what if he's still a top 5 player in the league?
I mean, he does pick his spots. Like, I feel like he could. And to be honest, this is the best way to go out of the league. To me, the best way to go out of the league is when you still have
at your top,
at your prime. Because then you can talk about, like, because you never want to go out sad. Like,
of course.
You want to go out on top of your game. So that would be dope. Do you think they would be able to play on a team together, though?
The only way that happens if LeBron plays out that last year, doesn't re-up with LA and becomes an unrestricted free agent and sign wherever Bronny get drafted.
And what year was that again? What is it? When does it end?
So his contract ends the 22-23 season. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the finals is in June. Mm-hmm. So the draft will be that July, which is the month after the finals.
2023?
2023.
Okay.
And then the season starts back up in October. So Bronny will be in the league in October. So if LeBron, do a 1-year deal, whether with the Lakers or possibly what the team that Bronny gets drafted to, that's where he'll play with Bronny for that 1 year. Now, here's the crazy fantasy, because LeBron's all about great stories.
Of course.
LeBron will be 38.
Old man in NBA years.
Yes and no. Who else won a championship at 38?
Ooh.
Jordan.
Oh, really?
And we all know since Miami, LeBron said he's been chasing the ghost in Chicago. So check this out. Just say he wins the championship that last year. He'll be 38. And he gets 6 rings. Now he's tied with Jordan. We all know the biggest backlash that a lot of people give Jordan is you should never came back and play with the Wizards. You should just retired right there in Utah after that 6th championship. LeBron has a chance to do that.
But they still gonna hate on him regardless.
I mean, they're gonna hate on him. They're gonna say, "Oh, well, he still lost, 6 finals, but 6 for 6." I mean, sorry, not 6 for 6. 12 appearances, 6 wins, 6 losses. 38 years old, his 6th ring last season. What a historical franchise! He could possibly do a 3-peat. I mean, it's a
possibility.
It's a possibility. It all can line up. It's a nice fairy tale story, and then right then and there, that fall, hey, my son comes in the league. Now he gets the throne. But hey, I'm just I guess fantasy dreaming for all hoop heads.
I mean, we all are, because my fantasy dreaming for Bronny to go to the HBCU, go to Howard,
absolutely,
and play with Mikey. Does the numbers line up for that? Because Mikey's 2022.
They're the same age.
They're the same age, same grade.
Yeah, same grade.
So they, go over there with Maker, Makur, Maker, and it'll be.
Maker will be gone.
Oh, Maker will be gone.
Yeah, he's older than him.
Dang. Like
but him and Mike is enough because they used to play AAU together.
Man, I'm just saying, y'all just because it really does. You're Bronny, dude. It doesn't matter if you go play on the blacktop in NYC for not even a year. What is it? 8 months?
Like, not even
that.
Probably like 4 months of season, and the extra 2 months, I guess, of
like,
other
dude,
stuff.
You're not even going. They don't even go to class. Like, we know what you're here for. We know the millions are coming. So I'm just saying, just go to HBCU, make it happen. Make it a LeBron campus. Like, oh man,
I wouldn't say LeBron campus. Cause I don't want to take away from the HBCU. But I definitely.
What I mean by that is like athletics gear and stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, well, no, that still wouldn't work because, all these colleges have to get a contract with Nike first, in order to get LeBron gear.
True. If he were to go to Howard, that's Under Armour. They ain't giving that
Yeah,
up.
that's not happening. So, but it would be nice, definitely ESPN will come. If ESPN don't come, other networks will come. And I think this would be a great thing to black colleges.
Yeah.
Get us on the map.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen. I think he goes to a blue blood program. If he doesn't
I don't think he goes to college.
You don't think he goes to college at all?
I think the year he comes out will be the year they're going to let kids come straight to the league from high school.
If that doesn't happen, though, I feel like he would go to a Duke. Because LeBron's saying that he wanted to go there.
Kentucky.
Kentucky?
Because Kentucky was the school LeBron was supposed to go to.
Oh, I thought he was wanting to go
Or
there.
if it wasn't Ohio State, it was supposed to be Kentucky. That was the school LeBron was supposed to go to if he didn't go straight to the league.
Yeah, I mean, we know dads. Like my dad. I'm going to do my dad impression real quick. Love you, Dad. But if it was for me and my children, they have to go here. That's where I would go. Dads. Dads love, the things that they didn't have a chance to do. They want their children to have a chance to do it. Now, he still has to walk. The door is open. He still got to walk through that door, but,
Absolutely. I mean, it'll be dope to see. I mean, I wouldn't mind him going to college, just see him for 1 year, see him in the atmosphere, kind of see that college, get that college experience, see that craziness, but it'll be dope. But speaking of dads, wow, for the first time, I take that back. Second time now. Holiday Brothers. Now we got the Ball brothers, all in the league now. LaMelo and Lonzo is actually going to play against each other, I believe, in January.
Wow, good story.
Pelicans versus Hornets.
That's going to be a good game.
That's going to be a good game. I really want to see. I hope they let them get a segment where they can go 1-on-1. Just for like maybe a minute and a half period.
What?
Just be Melo at the top, Lonzo check him.
Aren't they both point guards?
They're both point guards.
So they're going to be playing against each
Yeah,
other.
but both of them are playmakers / assist guys. But I want it more like, ISO. Like, go at him.
Oh, that would be throwing the game.
But, wow, I didn't see that coming. Leandro's with Detroit. I think that's a nice little fit for him. He's a shooter. Detroit needs a shooter. And Detroit don't really have anybody.
Shooters.
They need a lot of things.
Detroit, the city, got enough shooters. But I'm just saying.
Bang, bang. But
the team definitely needs those shooters.
Absolutely. Sure. And I hope he gets his opportunity and he doesn't waste it.
The best thing about that news was, first of all, of course, give LeVar his flowers.
Absolutely.
We talk about it before. I will always sing his praises. I did from day one. I don't care what you think about the guy personally, but in the end, he manifested. First of all, he gave his sons the right. Like, you can do this. You will do this. He spoke life into his sons. And just being that kind of in-your-face type of guy, like, yes, we are going to do this. I don't care how long it's going to take. But the second best thing about this news with Jello is he did it on his own. In terms of, a lot of people will say, oh, it's because Lonzo was there. It was because, but he's not on the Lakers. He's not on Charlotte. It was in Detroit. No one saw that coming. I didn't even hear.
I think his dad got a push.
But still, he had to go in and work out.
Absolutely.
He had to do all that.
Yeah.
He stayed ready because it's not.
He was in the G League for a little while too.
Yeah.
So he had reps under his belt. It's not like he was at home chilling. He was playing, so there was teams looking at him.
Yeah, which makes it so sweet, man. That the fact that he stayed ready after all the things I've made the jokes. Everyone has made the jokes about what he's been doing, being the middle child and all that. It's just so sweet and cool to see that they all got in there like dad, like LeVar been beating his chest, beating the table, saying that all my sons can play. Not only can play, they're going to be one of the top players in the NBA. So,
and he got 2 out of 3 lottery picks. So
yeah.
He kept his word.
That baby though, LaMelo, he the one.
Be nice. I just hope he gets his maturity up a little bit, be a little bit more professional. But his game speaks for itself. He's a hooper. He can do a thing. But it's gonna be nice. I can't wait to see them play against each other. I hope there's a chance where all three of them, obviously not play against each other, but kind of, I guess, link up, kind of like the Holiday brothers done. Maybe at some point in their careers, Leandro and Jello can be on the same team, or maybe all three. I don't know how that can work because they're really all 3 guards, but
right.
I mean, who knows? Hey, but I hope at one point at least 2 out of 3 gets to play with each other at once.
Yeah.
Especially they play with each other on the same team in high school at Chino. So they definitely have chemistry, and then they live with each other. So there's nobody else on this earth I think they know better than their own brother.
That's a fact. Because we know LaMelo's gonna cherry pick if he's on that team.
He's done. Yeah, that's a fact.
That's what he's done.
That's a fact.
But I saw a video of LaMelo and Hayward in the gym together, and I'm just thinking to myself, finally, Michael Jordan made the pick. He did, it was there. They desperately need, and this is what we were talking about the episode before. But he finally made, because I think up until this point, I think Jordan been trying to be too damn cute. Don't try to surprise nobody. Everybody knows who you should pick at that point. We know what your needs are. Make the damn pick, Jordan.
True.
You know so much about shoes and how to sell them. How is it that you suck so much as a GM?
It's not for everybody. You can't base GMing off of your own career.
Yep.
That's why a lot of previous ex-basketball players don't do great front office people, because it's one thing to be in the court, but it's also a different thing to be in the office.
Yeah.
You might see something on the court like he looks like a baller, but what you see on the court is different from what you see in the office or outside the court.
Yeah.
So that factors. And again, you can't test somebody's work ethic until you really get them right. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, I hope LaMelo prove us, like we've been saying, he's a stud. He could be great, but you still have to let his career play out.
Yeah. This is just hearsay from us, our opinions
exactly.
on the eye test.
So the eye test is saying this, but let's see what year 3, year 4 is. And then we can say, okay, he's the real truth.
For sure. Well, it's not going to be easy. Speaking of the NBA and the scheduling, there are protocols that have been put into place that are stringent, to say the very least. It is going to be tough for guys like James Harden, who like to frequent the gentleman's club every once in a while. Matter of fact, he was just there last night. And
at Lil Baby's party.
Yeah, and just happened to not show up to training camp the next day.
I knew that was going to happen. He's in his 12th year. He's not showing up to training camp.
James, what are you doing?
He's trying to get traded. That's what he's doing,
dude. But
he's trying to go to Brooklyn.
We talked about this before, I believe, but the difference between NFL and NBA, I feel like you show up and you make noise, but he's trying it the NFL way. That wouldn't be the first parallel we see of James Harden in the NFL.
It won't be the last.
With his feet drills that he gets from wide receivers like OBJ and all that stuff. So kind of runs himself like an NFL athlete anyway. By not showing up, you're doing more damage. Which makes sense, though, because the Rockets is John Wall and James Harden. And that's
it. And DeMarcus.
Go DeMarcus.
So you got the Kentucky heads back together.
Yeah.
Hopefully both of them can stay healthy. That could be a little tandem. I still don't. You can't. I have to see it. You can't sell me on this John Wall, James Harden backcourt.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Unless
John Wall becomes a
true point guard.
Yeah. But even he becomes a true point guard, he still needs to be able to shoot too. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
That's what was so weird about the trade to me, is because I'm like,
you just got a younger Westbrook.
Yeah, I don't. He bricked John Wall. John Wall's never been a shooter.
No, their numbers. If you look at Westbrook and Harden, not Harden's, Wall's numbers, it's almost the same. It's maybe a 1 point or 1 percentage off. Mm-hmm. That's it. They're literally the same.
Yeah, that's. We're just gonna have to see. I think it had to do with Wall wanting out as well, which makes me scratch my head about the Beal situation, because they swore up and down that they weren't going to trade him or Beal.
All talk. It's all talk, man.
Then homeboy Westbrook goes up to Washington, and they ask him, how about, what do you think the chances are of you guys winning the championship? And he's talking about very high. And
very high where? On 2K?
And shout out to Ethan Skolnick on Twitter and said that, or I think it may have been Manny from 5 Reasons Sports that said, yeah. I mean, something is really high, but it ain't it ain't your chances.
It's your brain cells.
I mean, didn't DC just get marijuana legalized? So I mean, somebody high around here,
man.
But it ain't.
They're not even going to be a top. They're not even going to be a top 5 seed.
I mean, you're in the same. They're in the same division as the Miami Heat
and the Hawks.
And the Hawks. The Hawks are going to be much better. Where your wins coming from, bro? Orlando just got a stud as well. Like, where your wins coming from, bro? Like, I don't know. I mean, they'll be entertaining to watch if nothing else.
Yeah, it's gonna be entertaining for sure. But finals, I mean, you'll be lucky to get out the first round.
Correct. We both.
You're not getting through Milwaukee. You're not getting through Boston. You're not getting through Brooklyn. You're not getting through. Probably not gonna get. Oh yeah, you're definitely not getting through Miami. Probably not even gonna get through Indiana.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna struggle against Indiana.
That's probably going to be the matchup if they.
And you still have Toronto.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, Westbrook. I like the confidence. Shout out to you, Brody. But
it's gonna be tough, man.
It's gonna be tough. Even it's the East, it's still tough.
And I mean, like we said, it'll be tough for many reasons this season because it's not just basketball now. Although, I mean, that's what the COVID protocols that NBA was talking about, that's what they're trying to make it. Only basketball and minimal contact outside of it. So just a little rundown on what the COVID protocols were from the memo that they sent out a few days ago. No bars, no clubs, no gatherings of more than 15 people. And then, of course, it doesn't just extend from the NBA family, but their families as well. So if you have an entourage, I think there's a limit on how many, but the people that are with you, they can't come into contact with anyone outside the team. So imagine, your friends and family are coming to meet you in a city or flying out wherever it is. They can't go outside the hotel and talk to anyone that's not with the team. So it's going to be tough for a lot of these guys. And this is what's so funny because the word on the street was that the Miami Heat run was a fluke. And they were saying that it was fluky because of all of the things around the situation. I'm like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. You're saying that Miami's a fluke for being more mentally tough than all the other teams?
But it's not even that. Miami came in there to handle business. Like, you didn't see even the young guys, you didn't see them, with their head down or looking like, you never heard them say, I want to get out the bubble.
No.
You never heard them really get in trouble. You didn't hear them late out, outside their room. You didn't hear them missing practice. I don't think that's a fluke. I think Miami's the real deal. Like, even the young guys, especially now they have experience under their belt, they want to win.
Yeah.
And they want to win big now. Like, they're not even, Tyler Hero, he doesn't look like, hey, I want to be the typical, I'll wait my 7th, 8th year. No. He's like, nah, I'm trying to win now. 2nd, 3rd year. What are you talking about? I want a championship right now. So, no, Miami's definitely not a fluke. If KD didn't come to Brooklyn, Miami running right back. And Miami still has a chance because KD and Kyrie has to stay healthy and actually play defense.
Yeah.
So, Miami was not a fluke.
The point was that, now that we're going to be traveling from city to city,
who cares?
There's going to be more distractions. Your young guys will be more distracted, or your entire team will be more distracted. And I'm like, okay, so that means basically what you just told me is that you don't watch Miami basketball. You don't know how.
But even you don't watch Miami basketball, we all know the star of Miami right now has him now is Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's not a partier. So as long as my star player I know is not out here in these streets, I'll take my chances.
If I'm a betting man, I am betting that it's going to be more of the same, that Miami will be even better than they were last season because of these COVID protocols. If I have to focus on basketball and basketball alone, then that's great for young teams that have great leadership.
No distractions.
So you think of a team like the New York Knicks who's RJ Barrett? Like, do they have a vet in there that's going to lead them?
Julius. I don't know if you consider him a vet per se just yet, but Julius Randle.
Yeah, so teams like that, you don't expect much from them because there are going to be distractions. But part of the things I think, and actually, I saw your boy Luca. I saw Luca heard him talking about this. That a part of this season, a majority of this season is going to be about who can actually stay on the court, who's not going to get COVID.
Very true.
And then on top of that, if you don't, I think they have a big incentive to follow these rules.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you don't, there are stiff fines and there are loss of draft picks. We're not talking about the NFL when they lose a 7th rounder. If you lose a draft pick in the NBA,
that's your franchise,
man.
For some people,
and so they set up this snitch line basically for people to snitch. I'm like, you probably don't even need that because folks got their cameras, on their phones. So if they're out, that's the reason why we know James Harden was at that strip club because someone was in there. Excuse me, gentlemen's club.
Or you might just snitch on yourself when you get tested the next morning. You got COVID.
Yep, because they're going to be tested.
But the biggest thing is forget the fines, forget the draft picks. The biggest thing is this: wait till playoff time. Mm-hmm. If you're a team like Houston, Denver, Lakers, Clippers, Brooklyn, Boston, Miami, it is behoove you to follow these rules. Why? Because even if your star player doesn't get caught, if I'm the Lakers, I can't afford Montrezl Harrell to be out a game or two. Mm-hmm. Dennis Schroeder be out a game or two. I can't afford, if I'm the Clippers, Lou Will to be out.
Yeah.
I can't afford, if I'm Milwaukee, for Drew Holiday to be out. So it's not just the star players. You got, as a leader of the team, you got to be like, look here, guys. We're trying to win.
Yeah.
So suck it up for the next 4 or 5 months. Go get a PS5. All right, call your little boo thing, and we gotta stick together because those games become very, very critical.
Oh yeah, benches will be decimated this year.
Absolutely,
for sure.
And we all know for sure if your star player don't show up, then you definitely done.
Yeah.
But these role players, I think this year would be the year of the role players of discipline and also mentally and physically ready to play.
Mm-hmm. And it will push. Because if it's about role players, it will push you to play your young guys too. Because if your bench gets decimated and you got
next man up
young guys at the end of your bench, then you gotta play them. And to me, I mean, of course, again, I'm biased, but a place like Miami, when you got KZ Okpala, you got Precious Achua, you have Tyler Hero, you have all these young guys. Even Gabe Vincent, who's never seen the light of day off the bench. Someone gets sick, you got guys off the bench. And then they're extending how many people you can have. Now, it's instead of 13, it's 15. So,
okay. Now, it was always 15. They cut it down to 13, I think, going into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. That's when you have to cut it down to 13. But I think it's always been 15.
No, it's 15 active now.
Oh, okay.
So
active. Got you.
I'm just using the example of Miami Heat. You can only dress 13, but now you're going to be able to dress 15 so which is huge, man. Yeah. It's going to allow so many people to be able to get their shot, which I'm excited about because I feel like we're going to. You remember that one old guy? I don't remember his name, but he was in the Lakers. He was like 40 years old. He was in the Lakers farm system. And he got one game where he went off. Lakers gave him a contract. Do you remember that guy?
His last name was Ingram.
Ingram, okay.
Andre, I think.
Andre, yeah, I think that was his name.
Yes.
Andre Ingram.
Came from the G League.
I would love to see a story or two like that just coming out.
I would, but also I wouldn't want that to be a deciding factor in the playoffs.
What do you mean?
Like, okay, just say it's round 2, Boston versus Milwaukee or something, right? Mm-hmm. And Jaylen Brown and Kemba's out.
Oh,
so a no-name comes and he just gets hot, or it comes down to the ball's in his hand and he just miraculously come through. I don't want to see that. No, I want to see the stars and I want to see the role players you expect to see. The ones that's there, the ones that people know. I don't want to see G Leaguers on the court in the playoffs. Now, the first hiccups, the first 2 months of the season, fine. But
I'm talking about regular season.
Yeah, once February passed, the real teams, get your act together.
Facts.
Get your act together. I'm not trying to see your third backup on the court. No.
Facts.
I'm trying to see the starters and the first line of role players.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
No, for sure. And it's going to be, the NBA is going to have to deal with that. But I think these guys, the teams, like always, the teams that have it together, they're going to be there in the end. And we kind of can see it start to shape up. Bottom feeders are going to stay there. Chicago staying where they are. Washington staying
Detroit.
where they are. Detroit, although they have nice storylines with Jello, staying where they are. They got Detroit, like, first of all, what the hell did Detroit do this offseason? They got a bunch of bigs and, like, no guards. I don't know what they were
actually,
doing
no.
this
They got
offseason.
rid of Christian Wood. Andre Drummond's not there. So,
But they signed, like, 15 big men.
I don't
know. I don't know what they were doing there.
That's Detroit basketball for you.
Well, that's incompetent ownership as well, and GMs that don't know what they're doing. But I'm excited to see some of the young talent across the board in the NBA come out and show us what they got during the regular season. I don't want to see you during the playoff, bro.
Well, I mean, this is definitely their year, and also this could be your what I call the tryout year. There's a upcoming star that just cemented himself for the next 5 years, and at the end of this contract, he's going to need a new running mate. Mr. Anthony Davis, as most of you guys know, just signed a 5-year, $190 million contract with the Lakers. Mm-hmm. Obviously, this lines up with LeBron's extension, but his years in the NBA and his career is not going to be done. So, you young studs, time to perform because AD's looking. He's going to need a new running mate in the next couple years, 2-3 years. So, if you want to hop on the Lakers, get that bag and start that championship run with him, right after LeBron leave, this is the year from now until 2023. This is the year to prove yourself.
Imagine this. Imagine that last year, LeBron's on his last contract, right?
All right.
I mean, maybe he opted out and signed just a 1-year deal. Imagine if the Lakers were to swing a deal to get Bronny. Like, what kind of...
I don't think they would do that. I think they would try to go get an actual... I'm not saying they won't do it, but I don't think that would be their first priority. I think they'll go get a proven star.
Yeah.
Then, if they want to go with the whole Bronny sweepstakes, they'll do that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Just to, I guess, have him pair with his dad for his last farewell tour. Mm-hmm. But
we all know OKC has 25 picks, so he's probably going to
Don't blow it. And again, like I said last episode, man, these picks, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't always work out. We never seen it work out just like that. Look at Boston. I mean, they still have a great team, but still no finals. So don't always guarantee that all these great future draft picks is going to make my team the most best team, super team, marketable team, finals appearance team. You might not. It might flop.
That's
like
true.
a Philly.
Super
Philly
true.
be doing for 4 or 5 years, and yes, you got Ben Simmons, you got Joel Embiid, but still can't put it together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So we think this year. I at least personally, I think this year will go swimmingly. I think when you talk about the NBA, they do so many things right. I don't envision what's happening in the NFL right now to happen to the NBA too much. As far as every game being rescheduled, it's just too many games and too much money involved. I think they just have better leadership. NFL having Roger Goodell versus Adam Silver. I think they have a better chance at making this work in a pandemic.
They'll get it together. They'll get the act together. Trust me. The bag is too big.
Yeah.
They won't blow it.
Yeah.
But on that note, thanks for tuning in. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe to all our platforms and our channel. And we'll see you guys next week.
All right, Cash Crew. Till next time.